Those are the numbers up. Extrapolate from them what you can. The tail of the tape tells us that the most interesting number there is 5-0. And of course the age difference. Pavel POLITYLO comes in at 33, playing the younger fighter. Scheduled for 3. FNC MMA rules across the bout.
A touch of the gloves and we're underway. A fiery first start from DENES and POLITYLO. A lot of energy. POLITYLO's looking to close the distance with feints. He's switching in and out of southpaw and orthodox.
Tentative look-see. And that left hand of DENES searching, but he's got to have a care because this is what POLITYLO does. Feints on the outside, and I mean, I know going back to my own fighting days, you're never going to fight a shorter fighter than yourself, and POLITYLO knows that. So he's worked out the entry routes and he knows what to do, where to apply, and when to apply the grappling attack and the pressure. So already POLITYLO testing, but DENES has got all of this worked out. Experienced kickboxer, he knows where the attack's going to come. But if he leaves that lead leg open, POLITYLO will take it. Good straight left from DENES. And interestingly, POLITYLO not exposing his hand with the shoot early doors. He's happy to slug it out, keep the stand up and the momentum going.
A lot of feints from POLITYLO, trying to find the angle, trying to find the in. I like the output, but will that cost him in the later rounds? We'll soon find out. A little bit of damage to the left eye as well of POLITYLO. DENES looks calm, relaxed. He's trying to find accurate shots rather than output.
Yeah, POLITYLO obviously exposes his hand because the takedown is what he's after. He's inside now, and this is where he'll go to work. Got to keep that distance closed and get in to see if the single leg will take his man down. Then from the ground, that's when the grappling starts to come in. Listen, don't underestimate POLITYLO. He's gritty, and I don't know of a tougher fighter at this weight. He really can take shots, and he can really deal them out. There's the shoot. Oh, and he's going to hang on to that ankle. Has to give it up. And DENES will have none of it on the ground. Gets back to the upright. He knows that's where the strength lies. Oh, flying hammer fist. You don't get many of them to the pound. But POLITYLO, very capable of pulling rabbits out of the hat. There's the high kick he needs to have a care for. And as you correctly picked out, a bit of wear and tear on that left eye of POLITYLO. So an even-paced round. The first round, they're just having a look-see, just seeing what exposes and what plays out here and lays itself out on the table. Finding a way in, the left, the right. Oh, reverse spinning back kick. DENES trying to throw some curves in the mix here. That's what he's after, POLITYLO. And there it goes, the single leg, up and over, boom, down he goes. DENES now has to defend off his back. And POLITYLO knows that constant pressure to try and get his man down and then use that top heavyweight for some ground and pound here. And he'll rough Denise up here, could quite finish it.
Serious pressure from Denise and POLITYLO. But I think he's applying the pressure with the hips, trying to stay on top and trying to get those shots off in the inside. A lot of output from POLITYLO. Will that cost him in the later rounds? We'll soon find out. Has he got the tank for it?
So at the end of the first, tactically, interesting to see what either of these fighters have gained from that. On the replay, POLITYLO has proved that he can close the distance, probably take some of the best shots from Denise, and then went on the inside, cause a little bit of havoc to take his man down on the ground. And that's where he's most dangerous. Top position, ground and pound. So 2 of a scheduled 3, that eye of POLITYLO looking just a little bit worse for wear. Nothing serious as of yet, as POLITYLO delivers a panoply of kicks, front kick, side thrust kick, Yokokeri Gogomi. But on the inside, he's looking for that single leg pick. But Denise now throws in the knees. And that's a huge dissuader for POLITYLO to try and go down for a snap shoot to try and get the legs. He's going to walk onto a kneecap. Gives that impression that he's a little tired, a little fatigued, POLITYLO, but he's as fit as a butcher's dog. He can go the whole 3 at full throttle. He's had championship rounds in the past, so he can go a full 5. And he's known for making opponents work for every second in the round. He never lets up. There's no respite. So Denise, I don't think, has done anything meaningful here. That top position in the first round that POLITYLO extrapolated from that scramble and takedown. And again here, that's what he'll go for, the shoot as soon as he can, but the knee strike is the deterrent. But that was the most meaningful in the first round, the pound and ground from POLITYLO. Let's see if he can replicate it in the second. There you go, lures you in, single leg takedown, on top, ground and pound. And POLITYLO, if he doesn't get caught by some slick grappling, an arm bar, he'll grind you down. And Denise has just opened himself up for that. POLITYLO has found the way in, closed the distance on top. And the hammer fist, the punches, that's what we're going to see from POLITYLO now. And he won't give up this position, not for a while. So that lazy side thrust kick, that's a signature of POLITYLO. The oblique top of the kneecap causes damage. And this is feinting. When he rolls out of a punch and makes out that there's been damage done, well, it's just to lure you in, and then he closes the distance without making the effort. Crisp punch on the counter. And he's making it attritional, POLITYLO. Denise 5-0. He looks like something's gonna go. Poyetiwo's making a meal of this. And for me, I don't think Denise is creative enough. I just think relying on the odd perfunctory rolling back fist and the odd kick. He looks like the gas tank is empty, and it's Poyetiwo has ground him into a nullified position. Poyetiwo dropping the spinning back fist, and they're both breathing pretty heavy, but I think Poyetiwo's got 5 championship rounds in him. So down to the ground, and this is where it gets attritional. So that top position, if there's enough time on the clock for Poyetiwo, he'll do enough damage in this second round. And I think in the third, Denise could be in a lot of trouble. Just not cutting it in terms of style delivery here. Poyetiwo's grinding, attritional approach to this has just caught Denise off guard. He's not had an answer for it. Well, there's the end of the second. So we go into the third, and I don't think a lot of predictions had that on the card, but that's Poyetiwo delivering what he does best. And it was always going to be grinding, it was always going to be attritional, and Denise just didn't have the answer.
We said it from the off. You were going to get dragged into deep waters from both fighters, a lot of output. But what I loved from Polytylo was the angles he was cutting off line, off center line, in and out of southpaw. And I think he did a lot more in those later rounds just to show flair. Whereas Denise sat off, tried to pick shots, and it didn't really, you know, do enough for me. But here we go. A shake of hands, a sign of respect.
Round 3 of the scheduled 3 rounds at catch weight, 69 kilograms. Pavel Poyetiwo, Akos Denise. Hungary faces off Poland, an international matchup here that hasn't really gone the way I think that the pundits had it on their cards to play out. Now, Pavel Poyetiwo, all the feinting, all the deception. You can see now he's got it in the tank. And those slipsy moves on the inside, the dirty boxing, that's what's going to win him out here. And I think Denise could be in trouble. Certainly in terms of points, certainly in terms of landing clean shots on Poyetiwo. It's just a very difficult and horrible style to have to contend with. And he just walks you down all the time, Poyetiwo.
As you say, Sensei, that dirty boxing on the inside is doing Polytylo a lot of favors here. Denis's punches aren't really getting through. There's a lot of damage done to POLITYLO's face, but still, they're just not getting through and they're just not slowing him down. He's still center cage, he's still walking his man down. And I think Denis is gonna have to do a lot. He's trying to find a home for that spinning back kick, but it's not really landing and it's being returned with a spinning back fist.
Well, POLITYLO is tagged time and time again, but he's been here before, and he's a distance fighter. But now, might have switched it up a bit, the guillotine's on. I don't know if he's got enough going on there for a choke finish. Denis strong enough to get back on his feet, but look at this. POLITYLO trying to keep that position, has to give it up, keeps the headlock. And Denis throws it up, opens the guard. And then POLITYLO goes to work, grinding inside, real dirty boxing from the top and landing hammer fists and punches. And this is how he's going to work this right to the bell. He's just going to grind it out. And there's not a lot you can do unless you've got space and you land clean, hard shots. And Denis has not done that. So, as this round ticks away, we've still got a fair crack left, but I don't think either of these fighters' strategy was a winner from the get-go. I think they're both struggling to find some creativity, and what we're seeing is POLITYLO's grinding style coming out on top here, and Denis hasn't got an answer. And you certainly can't rely on one shot. And that's what Denis is doing. He's throwing shots in, hoping that they'll have the effect, but not against someone as tough as POLITYLO. Down on the ground, and this is dangerous for Akos Denis, because POLITYLO on you like a drunk on a kebab.
Deep waters for Denis. I would have liked to have seen a lot more of his kickboxing background. Keep it on the ground, higher output of kicks, but as we saw from the tail of the tape, kind of matched. You know, 18 matches, 20 kicks. The output of punches was higher from POLITYLO. So he's just not doing enough in my eyes. His arm triangle victory in the FNC amateur ranks shows an underappreciated grappling dimension to him, which we could have seen tonight, but unfortunately we've not seen.
Well, the route to victory doesn't necessarily have to be complicated. And there at the bell, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but POLITYLO knows he's done enough. The volume of work means that he's outstruck Denis in terms of volume. None of them were clean shots, none of them were beautiful, aesthetic combinations, but he has ground Denis like coffee. Put him through a mill and ground him out. And POLITYLO, I think, has taken the win here on the judges' scorecards, because Denis did nothing that was notable that could have put him back on the scoreboard in any meaningful way. So the 5-0, something had to go, and it was that unblemished record. And he may complain that they didn't hurt, that they weren't meaningful, but cumulatively, they're going to give POLITYLO the win. So we'll wait and see what the judges' scorecards had to say.
Well,
and I've got it
at the end of those,
distinctively in favour of POLITYLO.
Your judges' scorecards, where we have a unanimous decision. All three judges in agreement with your winner. In the blue corner from Poland, Paweł, the Polish Eagle, POLITYLO.